Okay, right, so chapter 6, 3 new ratios is basically what this chapter is all about. So back in the day you had sine, cos and tan. Now you have 3 new special ones. They're pretty boring though. One of the new special ones is called sec theta. The reason why I call that boring is because it's basically just 1 over cos theta. So if you knew cos theta inside out, you now know sec theta inside out because sec theta is just all the answers for cos theta upside down. Okay? So what I mean by knowing stuff upside down, I mean stuff like this. You're supposed to know straight out what cos 180 is. But do you? Roseanne? What's cos 180? Minus 1? How'd you work that out? Yeah? For these ones that are big chunky angles, there's 2 ways that people work them out really fast. One is they know the graph inside out, like the Loch Ness Monster graph. Know the Loch Ness Monster graph? It's quite easy to remember because it does something interesting every 90 degrees. So it's either at a peak, a trough, or intersecting the axes every 90 degrees. So all you have to do is remember that it gets as high as 1, as low as -1, starts dead in the middle at 1, and you're sweet. So that's one way that people know so fast what cos 180 is they know the graph. That's not how I do it. I know cos 180 fast by swinging around the circle. For the big chunky angles that are multiples of 90 and 180 and multiples of 90, I just imagine starting there, and I just kind of swing around the circle. So if it's 180, I just go 90, 180, and then whenever anybody asks me cos, I just ask what's the x-coordinate of that fat dot, and so I get -1. If it's sine, I ask what's the y-coordinate of that fat dot, so it's 0. And tan is a bit of a hassle, because tan, you have to work out tan quickly by first asking how high it is. So how high is that? 0. How wide is it? -1. And tan is always the how high answer divided by the how wide answer. Rachel, that seems like it's freaking you out. It does? So you've never swung around the circle before?
I don't really understand what you've done, like when you say like how high it is and stuff. I don't really understand.
Back in Core 2 you learned that the sine of an angle was always the y-coordinate of wherever you ended up when you started there and went round that many degrees.
No.
Does it ring a bell?
Not really.
A cast diagram.
It would have been mentioned in the same breath as the cast diagram. But if you don't dig this way, don't use it. Just use the graph, right?
We had a different. It was Alfred for the cat. Alfred.
Yeah, Alfred. Yeah.
Have you ever seen anyone swing around a circle before?
Yeah, I just don't. I think.
So like 540 ends me there, takes me there. Do you want me to prove that to you?
Yeah,
90,
no.
180, 270, 360, 540. So sine of 540 I instantly know is 1. Because sine is just asking how high your fat dot is.
Okay.
Cos is asking how wide, out to the left or right, your fat dot is. So cos of 540 is 0. Because that fat dot is neither to the left nor the right. And tan, therefore, is 1 divided by 0, which is math error.
Isn't it 450?
Thanks. Okay, it's not 540 that gets me there, it's 450. Okay? But anyway, I'm just saying, I was saying that this topic was boring, right? Because all the sec answers just because the cos answer's upside down. I'm just checking, are we as cool with cos answers as I make out? And one way is how cool Roseanne was just then. I say, what's cos 180? She goes -1. Right? So what's sec of 180? 1 over -1, which happens to be the same thing. You cool? What's another way that people do trigonometry lightning fast?
Oh, you made us learn the grid of 9.
3 by 3?
Adma.
Do you know the 3 by 3 grid? You just got to know so freaking fast what sine 60 is, do you though? I don't mean just fast, I mean freaking fast. Elvira? Root 3 over 2? So therefore sec of, oh well that's, sec is 1 over cos, so that's a bad example. Cos 60 is 3 over 2, so what's sec of 60? 2 over root 3, just like that. Is cos of 63 over 2? Root 3 over 2? No, it's not. It's 1 over 2, isn't it? Therefore, sec of 60 is 2 over 1. Why are you laughing? Because I'm messing it up so much. Did I get there in the end? Is cos of 60 1 over 2?
Yeah.
So sec of 60 is 2 over 2. This is brain dead. This is the most boring chapter in Core 3. It's just all the year 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trigonometry upside down. It's not quite true, but on this first couple of exercises it is. So what I was talking about just then, Emily was talking about it, is another way that people do trigonometry super fast is there's this famous table called the 3x3 table, which tells you that there are 3 angles that are super famous and 3 ratios that are super famous, and you have to know them off by heart. So sine of 30 is half, cos of 60 is half, sine of 60 is root 3 over 2, cos of 60 is root 3 over 2. What are the other ones? Tan of 45 is 1. Do we know these? Do you though, Zoe? What else? Which is that? Sine 45 is root 2 over 2. And cos of 45 is the same thing. Tan of 30 is 1 over root 3. Tan of 60 is root 3. So when I say what's sec 45, the answer is just that upside down. Sec is just cos upside down. Okay? So, this fella here, sec, that's your first new ratio from chapter 6. I'll just write that out for you again. Cosec, that's your next new ratio from chapter 6. Oh, I'm having a shocker. That's 1 over cos. Cosec is 1 over sine. I've just fallen into the classic confusion, which is that the one which begins with CO is the opposite of what you think. Cosec begins with CO, so it's not 1 over cos, it's 1 over sine. Right? And sec, that's the one that begins with an S. It's not 1 over sine.